There sure is a lot to show you today at Willow Haven Farm. I'm Tessa, the farmer's wife, and you can see this is us. If you ever see our big green van driving around, we're delivering vegetables to our farm members or flowers. Here's Anka, and she just finished interacting with a customer who was buying a special order. Anka, do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, she was buying flowers for senior pictures for her daughter. So she ordered special colors, and I got that going for her, and she came to pick it up, and she's very happy with it.
All right, that's a great idea. She just found you on your website?
Yep, she just found her website, sent me an email, and 2 days later she had her flowers.
Cool. What other special events have you done flowers for?
I've done a couple of weddings, I've done baby showers, rehearsal dinners, engagement party flowers, graduation flowers, anything that you need centerpieces for, or special occasion flowers.
And you like doing that because you have lots of different colors, so you can meet people's needs for, you know, what ideas they have in their head?
Yeah, I like, especially people who come with the idea of having lots of colors. People call it a wildflower look, which is ironic because they're not wildflowers, but they do have kind of that loose, free texture to them.
Great. So if anybody has things coming up, they can just contact you at Willow Haven Flowers PA.
Yep, at gmail.com.
Cool. Now, you were just so you're putting a bouquet together now.
Mm-hmm.
And can you show me the one you just finished? Because I really liked that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I love those pinks and purples and blues and that. Yeah, that's really nice. And so what are these bouquets for?
These will be available at our on-farm market tomorrow at Willow Haven Farm.
And we're actually open now. It's Friday.
Yeah.
And tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you need any weekend flowers, you can come here today or tomorrow. And we just had a homesteading conference last Saturday where we did a lot of skills. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour and summary of that. Anka was helping and sitting in on some of the talks rather than talking about her own flowers, but I'm sure she could do a skills-based course as well. You should think about that. And we filled up this space with tables and chairs for our sourdough bread baking class. And normally we're baking bread on Friday mornings, but Ruben has already finished up the baking, which he did last night late at night. Here is a honey wheat loaf that's a little bit smaller, so we'll probably use that for something else. This is his starter, so it's got some bubblies in there. And let's head into the on-farm store so that you can see where the rest of the bread is. We had a workshop class in here. We squeezed in here for one of the herbal talks because we needed a darker space for the slideshow. Here we've got honey onion rye, our honey wheat, country sunflower. We've got our scones, chocolate chip scones, and I can't tell if there's something special in these plain looking scones or not. And this is our bar that we're getting ready for. Nice. We've got these nice live edge countertops. So this farm market store has come a long way. My brother is making small batch artisan gelato, and he got a lot of interest from people at the conference last week who were tasting his espresso flavors and his chocolate, and those were really yummy. The bread and the pizza from last weekend at the conference obviously came out of the oven here, and now we're using this space for drying our cayenne peppers because We've got a lot more than our farm members want to use fresh on in their market boxes. And then I want to show you where our herbalist went. But on the way, I have to tell you that we had some storms come through yesterday, which are basically ruining our hay. We cut hay this week. It's so hot. It was a chance to dry everything. The storms and rain weren't supposed to come quite this early, but the weather changes and we're subject to the weather as farmers. So big storm with rain and soaking rain and wind came, and we're enjoying our canopy on the deck where we eat our meals, and where we had this up on the deck for one of our classes last weekend. So the girls and I had to rescue it as it was flipping over the deck through the elderberry bush here. I don't think anything's broken here. We just have to take it apart and put it back together. But our herbalist went to a couple different spots on the farm and spent a lot of time just showing people plants as he walked around and foraged. And I only got to pop in and out of his talk. Jim Fury was amazing. But I know a bit about herbs, and I know where a lot of them are on the farm, so I'm pretty sure he talked about mint and what it can be used for and its healing properties. I'm pretty sure that he probably talked about elderberries, this elderberry bush here. I'm not sure what else he might have talked about here. I do see things, but I know that he talked about them in various places around the farm. So we have some things planted here. This is sage. Sage can be used for a lot of things. But like I said, I didn't listen to all of his talk. I would love to have him back so I could. He talked about plantain, two different types of plantain, a narrow leaf and a broad leaf. And it has lots of uses, internal and external. One of the most accessible is to use it for bites and stings. And in fact, I think the next day, my daughter was out here and she got stung by a wasp, I think, during dinner. And that was quite uncomfortable. She was crying. So I did what I've known to do for a long time. I just took a clean piece of plantain leaf, chewed it up, macerated it in my teeth, all that saliva and everything. Mom's saliva is good for healing their children, but that is a traditional way of using plantain. And then you take that glob of chewed up plantain and put it on. I put it on her sting, and she stopped crying. And the next day I couldn't see where the sting was at all, and there was no swelling or anything. I know that Jim walked around here. We have so much growing. This is chicory. Chicory has lots of health benefits. This is ragweed, and it is starting to flower. So he told me about a tincture I could make, or a strong tea that I could make for, and then dilute it really heavily so it's a very weak tea, and then have my kids who are sensitive to the ragweed, have them drink that, a shot of that on a regular basis, using that homeopathically. So I'm definitely going to do that. Get some of those seed buds from the ragweed, and see if I can help my kids with those allergies. I know he was over here. We've got these orchard peach trees and apple trees, and this here is comfrey. This is a healing herb for bones and muscles. And clover, of course, has medicinal uses as well. And he does use native and invasive species and talked a bit about the interesting correlation that the things that grow in your area have a correlation to often to the things that you actually need in your body, and things that will help you with conditions that you have. So we did have one person in the talk who said, I really learned a lot, and she appreciated that part of the talk. She said, you know, there's been weeds on my property that I've been trying to get rid of for years, and now I found out from this talk that those weeds can actually help me with health issues that I've been dealing with for a while. And there they are. When he was here, I popped in and listened to him, and he was talking about dandelion, which we have all over the farm, and dandelion root and dandelion leaf, how they're used for different things. And so when you get a chance to read about foraging different herbs, and you start to see them and discover them all over the place. The great thing about having an organic farm is that they're coming up naturally here. They're not being sprayed with pesticides like they are for lawn care, or they are on the edge of the road where they're exposed to all that road maintenance and car exhaust and things like that. So whenever you're foraging, make sure you find a safe, healthy place for picking your herbs. And I'll just let you know that we're definitely having the Homestead Conference again next Labor Day Saturday next year, so that we're putting that on our schedule. And we may even have Jim Fury back for some herb courses in a few months, maybe in the spring, because there's different things that you can show at different seasons of the year. So thanks so much for everybody who came. Please put it on your calendar for next year, and also visit Anka for all your flower needs coming up in the next couple months before frost comes and the flowers are done. All right, have a great day. Thanks so much for supporting us, farm members. Bye.